Welcome back to Hamtainment. As always, I'm your boy Hamid Mark. Now, before we get to the She-Hulk spoiler review, I want you to like and subscribe to Hamtainment. Click the bell for notifications for every time I upload a video. Now, let's get to the review. Now, again, this is She-Hulk Episode 3 spoiler review. So if you haven't seen Episode 3 of She-Hulk, leave now before you get spoiled.
Sorry, you thought you were dating Megan the Stallion? Multiple Grammy Award winner, megastar Megan the Stallion.
Alright, I gotta say, man, this show is absolutely fantastic. I love a TV show, especially one such as this one that doesn't really take itself too seriously. And this show is so much fun so far. Like Jennifer Walters, I think she has to be probably my new favorite character in the MCU. I find her comedic timing so on point. I find her character very charming, and the whole world around her I think is awesome. Obviously, we start with Emilblonsky. She has to basically find a way to make sure he doesn't stay into prison after what we figured out in the last episode. And also, if you watch Shang-Chi, that he escaped for an underground fighting training session with Wong. And now we learned why he was there. Wong apparently broke him out of prison for Sorcerer Supreme training, as he puts it, which I don't really know how fighting the Abomination would be proper Sorcerer Supreme training. Maybe, to keep his skills sharp or something, but in my head, training for someone who is the master of the mystic arts is not fighting a giant monster. It's more of like studying and learning the magical nuances of being the Sorcerer Supreme. But that's here and there. So that whole thing was kind of funny. Obviously, I love her breaking the fourth wall of her saying, this is not the type of show where we're gonna have cameos of the week. It's like she's like, the first episode was Bruce, second was Emil Blonsky, then Wong, and then she looks at the camera and is like, remember whose show this is? And I thought that was a pretty funny touch to it. All in all, I think the show knows what it is, and it's fully hitting that mark. My only gripes would be that the CGI of the She-Hulk, the actual She-Hulk, it looks worse than the last two episodes. Now, I don't know whether that's because she's more around normal people that you would notice it more. I don't know what it was. That was the only thing that was taking me out of the episode, was that I thought She-Hulk looked a little off. I love the beeline story they had with Jennifer Walters' former workmate. He basically thought he was dating Megan Thee Stallion. Also, Megan Thee Stallion is in She-Hulk, which I thought was pretty funny. Apparently, some Asgardian shapeshifter elf basically transformed into Megan Thee Stallion, and the B storyline that was happening was basically this guy thought he was dating Megan Thee Stallion, and he spent $175,000 on either the date or Megan Thee Stallion themselves, whatever the case was. I thought that was absolutely funny that this guy, this awkward, not awkward, but like very weird, overconfident like lawyer, thought he could have landed Megan Thee Stallion. So I thought that was pretty funny, that whole Beeline story. And I love that they fused the two. She even, Jennifer Walters even, admits to that. It's like, oh, look, we're combining the A storyline, which is basically her trying to make sure that Emil Blonsky doesn't stay in prison and she wins the case. And also this guy who thought he was dating Megan Thee Stallion, he's trying to basically get his money back in court. So I love how they combine the two, and she goes into court talking about how this guy is overconfident and delusional. And of course, he would think that he would land Megan Thee Stallion, which helps them win the case for the Beeline storyline for him to get his money back, and also send the Asgardian elf to 60 days, I believe they said, in jail for impersonating the judge, because apparently this elf has a problem impersonating everybody. And it's funny that Megan Thee Stallion, the actual Megan Thee Stallion, was actually in the courtroom. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then just to see Emil Blonsky transform again into the Abomination in the cell, to show that just like the Hulk, he has fully control of all his aspects, whether he's Emil Blonsky or the Abomination. Although if I remember correctly, from the jump, he could have always controlled himself, because the Hulk couldn't talk, and he could have talked in the first Hulk movie. But so that's never been the problem. It's mainly who he is as a person, and it seems like he's been reformed. I love the whole bit with him and his 7 soulmates that are going to support him after he leaves prison. Like, I thought that was all fantastic. Obviously, seeing Wong again. Wong is obviously from Doctor Strange. He was Doctor Strange's friend. Then he became the Sorcerer Supreme because Doctor Strange disappeared for 5 years, and just for him to tell everybody like, hey, I took him out of prison for my own benefits for Sorcerer Supreme training, and that's what pretty much helps Blonsky basically help get his parole, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, now he's free. We're probably not going to see him again. For him being the villain, that now is null and void. He's not going to be the villain. So I'm very curious to see. I don't think the show necessarily needs a main villain, but it seems like the plot line seems to be people are trying to get Jennifer Walters' blood to become the Hulk, because as we see towards the end, or somewhat towards the end, these random guys who I guess they stole Asgardian weaponry. I think they're trying to take her blood, because one of the guys said I tried to take her blood, but when she turned green, the thing just didn't penetrate her skin. So I think the storyline is that people would want her blood to become the Hulk. So that's very curious to see how that goes. And obviously, I hope it's not a case where anyone could just take her blood and become the Hulk. Like Bruce says, they are special. Their blood could synthesize gamma radiation. So I would hope that most people who take her blood will probably die almost instantaneously. But that seems to be like a storyline plot that they're gonna be going throughout the rest of the season. So all in all, I'm loving this season so far. I'm loving Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. Also, the scene at the end with her and Megan Thee Stallion twerking and stuff. Oh my god, like, like where would you see that? Where would you ever see that on like an actual proper TV show? So She-Hulk is killing it. Episode 3, I give a strong like 9 out of 10. It would have been the perfect episode if the She-Hulk CGI was just a little bit better. I think they need to work on how it looks, because when Bruce, aka his Hulk, stands next to people, he looks pretty one-to-one with reality. Something with She-Hulk still looks a little off, but other than that, I know I'm enjoying the episodes. Let me know how you guys liked the episode or hated the episode in the comments below. Did you enjoy the Megan Thee Stallion and Wong cameos? How are you enjoying the season so far, and how did you like episode 3? Let me know in the comments below. I will answer, every single comment, or I will try to answer every single comment. But of course, this has been the She-Hulk spoiler review. I am your boy Hamid Mark, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.